Hi, my name's Oneida Chavez, and I will be talking about Every Student Succeeds Act. The Every Student Succeeds Act was signed into law in December of 2015, replacing the No Child Left Behind Act. It was created to ensure that all students receive quality education from public schools. The Every Student Succeeds Act, known as ESSA, provides equity for disadvantaged students in the United States and requires that all students be taught high academic standards to better prepare them for college. It also prepares teachers and students and families by providing them information about statewide assessments that will measure students' progress towards those high standards. And ESSA also invests in preschools in the United States and provides supports in interventions for students in low performing schools. ESSA allows states to change standards, which are referring to the high academic standards that students must meet. Also allows states to change any assessments, and these assessments are how students will master those academic standards. That's what they'll be assessed on, and states are allowed, or they're allowed to make any changes to that to see student performances. Also, accountability, which refers to student report cards, and how the quality of a school is measured, is based in part by student performance. Also, school improvement is what determines a school as low performing. So basically, assessments, and depending on how students are assessed and how they perform, that is how it is. A school is determined if a school is low performing for receiving any supports that ESSA will invest in. And an example of that could be the Title I schools. Some strengths that I saw and researched for the ESSA Act is that it provides equity for all students within the public school population. So there's equity for all students in public schools. There's also high academic standards because it's required for students to be taught to those high academic standards. Also provides better communication between schools and families. Also, one thing that I noticed and that I thought was really neat was that ESSA invests in preschools in the United States. But as we all know, there's strengths, but there's also some weaknesses. And the weaknesses that really caught my eyes were that ESSA relies on testing to create accountability outcomes, which can be an unreliable way to measure the success or the failure of a student. And some believe that ESSA may be widening the achievement gap instead of closing it. And standardized testing is really leading to narrowed curriculum and teaching to the test. And it's increasing stress levels for students, and not just for students. I would also, as a teacher, I would like to also say that it causes stress on us, the teachers. because we feel the need to really get these kids to pass these tests, or we want them to be as successful as possible. But the counties that we work in are requiring these our students to be prepared for these tests, and it's really hard when when as a teacher you feel the pressure of making sure that your students are successful. um so yeah, that's something that really caught my eye. So overall, although ESSA provides state flexibility and support to students in low performing schools, standardized testing and the widening achievement gap, as well as other issues, still remain. So again, it's nice that ESSA allows or provides equity for all students, and the support that it brings to low performing schools is really nice, but it's very heavy on me, the or and I'm sure on other teachers as well, that portion of the standardized test where we really feel that burdensome when it's testing season for beginning of the year, middle of the year, and end of the year. Um, and just it becomes very heavy on the students and also on the teachers. So that's something that I really uh, thought about as I was researching the Every Student Succeeds Act. And we also want to make sure that students understand that they're not just a number, and they don't just have to pass the test. Like for students to be successful in life, it's not just a test. They're not just required to pass a test to be successful. And it's really important that as a teacher, I let them know that there's other ways that they can be successful in life. Um, by them participating and them enjoying learning is a way. And so, as a teacher, I really want them to enjoy school and not really have to think about just testing, testing, testing. So, that was something that caught my eye. And my next slide just shows my resources that I used to research this act. So thank you for watching.